Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another segment of Truth by Billie Beene Special Report. Today's date, January 31, 2023. New. This is my third YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share on YouTube and Rumble. Episode 495, World War III. Israel versus Iran. Gog and Magog. Some of my sources are God and the Bible Patriot, subscriber, Israeli News Live, Hal Turner, Al Jazeera English website. So let's get started. We've been hearing in the past couple of days about Israel sending drones inside Iran to take out several sites. One of them was military sites. One of them was a manufacturing facility that's making the drones that Iran is selling to Russia. And Russia's using inside Ukraine against NATO. We know that Ukraine is a proxy war for NATO. And so that's going on. So now we have new information that Israel and Lebanon and Iran are all prepping for war, part of the World War III scenario being orchestrated above all nations by the deep state. So let me draw you a map. So we have Iran. We've got Turkey, and many Bible scholars believe that Turkey is part of the Gog-Magog and not Russia. So that's going on. Now we have here Syria. And inside Syria, Damascus, we know from the Bible, it talks about Damascus being a ruinous heap. And then we have Syria. Right here, we've got Lebanon. And this is where the Hezbollah are grouping. Right here, we have Israel. Israel is a very tiny country. Adjacent, we've got Jordan. Over here, we've got Iraq. Iraq's pretty big. Down here, Saudi Arabia. And over here, this tiny part right here is actually Gaza Strip. We hear a lot of news about that. But look, you've got this tiny country, Israel, and a tiny portion Gaza Strip. It's all orchestrated. And here is Lebanon. So this is going on. So we had over the weekend, then Israel supposedly was going through Jordan to fly their drones, but they also had to go through Iraq. I'm not sure what their agreement with Iraq is, to hit Iran. And so they hit Iran all here. Now, we heard about this over the weekend. These about 7 drone hits. This was from multiple sources, including Hal Turner. Now, Israeli News Live's Ben-Nun, formerly with the CIA, now as a ministry, but regularly gets updates from the Pentagon, and he's getting his information now, like yesterday or over the weekend, from the Pentagon. That for the past month, so that would be January of 2023, Israel has been sending these drones into Iran, and they've so far sent about 100. So for some reason, suddenly we're hearing about the drones over this weekend. Now let's keep in mind that the deep state, and we can define the deep state as being at the top, the fallen angels who mated with humans, made the Nephilim, and then they come down to the 13 bloodline families, 2 of which we're familiar with, Rockefeller, Rothschild. Okay, they've orchestrated all world wars. They're above all nations, and they make money from every single nation that's involved in a war. Now they're losing in power. Certain things are happening, and they want to orchestrate a world war. It's going to be Israel, and then it's going to be Russia, and then it's going to be China. So they want all these nations at each taking out humans, because they want to get rid of, there's too many humans on the planet, they say. But the deep state, headed up by not God, their God, little g, a fallen angel, Satan, is not going to win against God. Okay, so now what's going on? So over the weekend, we had these drones going here, and the death count I heard was about 20 people so far. But now Lebanon. So we have troops. We have right here. We have troops amassing. This is Israel, and this is Lebanon. Lebanon is headed up by Hezbollah. I'll give you some information about that, who supports Iran. Turkey also supports Iran. And Turkey, as I said, some Bible scholars believe is part of Gog-Magog. So, we got that going on. Now, we have this from Israeli News Live. Yeah, he's saying his information from Mossad, which is the intel group inside Israel, and we know, just like inside the United States, we've got the shadow government, we've got the shadow CIA, and shadow FBI, and shadow military, but we also have some good parts. So Stephen's getting this from Mossad, because Stephen is Jewish. And he worked for the CIA, so he had ties to Mossad. Okay. The Gog-Magog war is artificial and staged. That's accurate. And he's bringing out, for the past month, Israel's been sending in these drones to hit targets in Iran. Okay, now, Lebanon, right here. This Lebanon that's amassing its troops is headed up at the government-sponsored group Hezbollah, begun in the 1980s. It's I think they are a Shiite group, which means that they believe in their version of Islam that the leaders of the Islam church or synagogue or mosque, synagogue, I think is their term, needs to, I could be wrong about that. So let's just say church. I think it is mosque, not synagogue. Okay. The Islam church, so the head of the Islam church should be individuals who are direct descendants of the Muhammad prophet's family. And so that's Shiite versus the other major branch of Islam, which is Sunni, who believe that the church leaders should be elected by like elders in the church. Okay, that's the difference. So the Muslims in Lebanon are Shiite, and they are aligning with certain groups to come against Israel. So they're aligning with Iran, and Turkey is aligning with Iran. These are political and military associations. Okay. Now, Stephen's saying that, so Israel's troops are here and Hezbollah's troops are here, that it appears they want to make a buffer zone of 20 miles. This is Stephen's understanding of what Israel's military objective here is, to make a buffer zone of 20 miles. So, yeah, I submit to you, this is playing into the deep states. Also, on the other side here, up here, we would have like Russia and Ukraine and, the Baltic states and Germany and Europe. Okay, I submit this 20-mile buffer zone has something to do with this other part of the war that's going on. Okay. Now, Stephen says that a part of this war has to do with bringing down the U.S. dollar, and information from Hal Turner's site is that we have M2 money is going down, and M2 money is means there's less money in the United States in our checking and savings, pensions, and 401ks, and this is the first time that M2 money inside the U.S. has gone down. The source is Hal Turner, since 1929. So we can see it is tied to money. It's a lot about money. So that's going on. Now we have this. So the Hezbollah, yeah, they were begun in the 1980s. They participated in a 2006 war versus Israel. Okay. Now, and also Hezbollah had joined in a civil war with inside Syria, and they aligned with President Assad. So it sounds like Lebanon is aligned with Syria, Iran, and Turkey. Okay. Now, yeah, and Israel and Lebanon are gathering troops right here. They prep for a full-scale military invasion. And it looks very dangerous in Lebanon. And we can say, yeah, okay, Iran has raised a red flag, according to Hal Turner, over their mosque. Yeah, I was correct. It's mosque for their church. Of Homs. And this is the third time in the history of Iran that they have raised a red flag over the mosque of Homs, and is an indicator that war is imminent. So I wanted to bring this information out to you early, and I'll be following up a little bit later in the day with a more comprehensive special report about war situations and other things going on in the world. And hey, what about all this weather we're having? That we've got this freezing blizzard over much of the United States, and yet Florida set a temperature record yesterday, 81 degrees. So can we say geoengineering? So I pray to God for America and all nations, peace and prosperity in 2023. I love you, and I'll see you soon.